Hi, I'm Chad Colby and welcome to Trackside. This is a special edition as we come to you from the 2009 Red Lake I-500 from Thief River Falls, Minnesota. And with me is the president of the USCC, Pat Mach. Pat, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks for having me.
Well, as always this year in round 3, we have a record number of attendees. And after the first day of racing, we didn't even have that many guys get out of the race. So that's an attribute to your guys and the course setup, I think. You've been around this a long time. What do you think?
Well, that and a lot of things. Drivers use their heads today. I think the biggest thing that's probably been overlooked today is snow cover. We have excellent snow cover. Covered up a lot of the nasty stuff.
Are you saying we've raced this race in marginal conditions before, Pat? You mean in the rain or dirt,
mud? Yeah. Yeah, we have run in some marginal conditions in the past, and as they say, the show must go on, the race must go on. So.
You know, Pat, this morning you were running around doing your thing, and I had a chance to go and talk to a bunch of the drivers, and you know, a lot of them are my friends. And one thing I thought was amazing today, and even Don and I commented, is it seemed like the riders today were, I don't want to say this, but using their heads maybe a little bit. I mean, normally our guys tend to be really aggressive and think that you can come to the I-500 and go win the first day. And you've been racing forever, and you just can't do that. And it seems like the guys that have been around the series long enough are talking more to the other guys, and I think it's finally getting out there that, listen, you're not going to win this on the first day.
For sure. I mean, you got to use your head. That's you know, number one. You just said it. You can't win it the first day, but you sure can lose the race. And the guys know that. You know, it could be like everybody else and blame it on the economy. Maybe guys are a little scared of breaking some things and don't want to spend the money on the parts, and maybe that has something to do with it. But no, everybody is riding smart for the most part, and we do have a lot of new racers this year, and for the most part, those guys did a great job too. So it's a group effort, and hopefully it continues the next few days.
You know, Don Jorstad and I were talking today, and I think one thing that always gets overlooked, especially at a race of this caliber, and you know, you and I talk 3 times a day for the last 2 weeks, preparing all the stuff that we do to put on all the media side of things, and with the help of Noel and all the guys at the USCC. But my goodness, Pat, you know, we're going to spend the next 2 minutes, and you need to thank a whole bunch of people, because there is tons and tons of people here. So I'm putting you on the spot, and there's your big chance. Sure. Don't miss anybody.
No, I won't. If I do, I'm apologizing. But yeah, for sure. First off, the Seven Clans Casino and the Red Lake Nation, they opened their doors to us and allowed this to go. I mean, we're pretty unique in that we can do this. You know, we have an international. We're in a sovereign nation, along with everything else. It's really cool setup we have. We appreciate everything they do, and they're great hosts. We have help from the Goodrich Trailblazer Snowmobile Club, the Grigla Town Sportsman's Club. Those guys, Grigla guys are new. Goodrich has been with us for a couple years, and those guys do a tremendous job. Tell them, you know, here's where we'd like to go. Boom, they take care of it. Obviously, all our series sponsors. We have a staff that I'd really like to thank. These guys have, I don't know, you know, around here it's been 25 to 35 degrees below zero for the past week to 10 days. And funny enough, we start preparing a course a week to 10 days in advance. And so Roger Gorder, Lee Goditis, Arnie Rantanen Jr., Scott Schuster, Steve Ray, those guys have been out in miserable conditions, starting at 6:30 in the morning and finishing at dark. They're spending all day out in some terrible conditions getting the course ready. Those guys, in addition to the Goodrich Club, who marked their loop in less than ideal conditions, my hat's off to those guys. They did a great job.
And it's crazy. I talked to Arnie a couple times this week in the evening, and they're having fun. I go, well, how's the weather? Well, it's cold, but you get kind of used to it. And I go, well, how does that work? Well, we got to get it done, and lo and behold, they do it again.
Exactly. I mean, these guys are walking around like zombies. They're so tired, but 6 o'clock the next morning, I'm getting text messages telling me how cold it is out. You know, it's 38 below, and we're going. You know,
and they're laughing about it.
Exactly. So they do a great job, and they're farmers for the most part who have a kind of a crunch time with their sugar beet harvest, and I think this is a second sugar beet harvest for those guys.
They like the challenge.
They're wired, exactly.
Yeah. You know, one thing too, and I've run this. This is my 6,500 to be in here, and I noticed tomorrow we're going to run a different loop that's going to take us through Thief River. And you know, I know being involved in Arctic in my past, that's going to make a lot of people happy tomorrow. It's fun to bring that to the town, and I think even for the racer who's riding on the sled going through town, that's going to be cool.
It is cool. I remember back racing, when I was racing, I know one of our legs from the Winnipeg heading south. We came right in and stopped at Thief River, and that was cool. We had a lot of people there. The old Ironman route,
Yeah.
you know, we're basically going to be running part of the Ironman route tomorrow
Wow.
and Sunday, so that'll be really cool. And plus getting up some new terrain heading north, we'll see what that holds for the racers.
Well, you know, today we started with, I think we had just over 100 entries. We lost a couple guys early, and then there were, 11 guys, I think, that are out. Is that what we have?
About 10%. So
Wow, that's just
excellent.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
So-
typically in the 500, historically, well, you know, way back when they probably lost more, but since we've been doing the race for our 8th year now, I believe, typically lose 20% the first day, 20 to 25%, and to only lose 10% with bigger numbers is really a tribute to the racers.
Right. Well, listen, I think we'll wrap that up. And Pat, thanks for all your help. And I just wanted to spend a few minutes and give you a chance to thank all the appropriate people and give your insights to our what is this, the 37th running of the
7th
500?
running of the I-500.
What years did you run?
Oh boy. Started in 91. From 91 to, I believe my last one was in the year 1999. So
Well, I have-
9 years.
I told the guys from Yamaha I have to tell the story because it's a good one. One of the first time, my first 500, I was talking with you and some guys in town, and we were talking about the 500, and you mentioned something about waking up in a road ditch in the 500, and I went, wow, that sounds like fun.
There's a lot of stories that come out of this race. That was a less than pleasant one. Yeah.
Well, I talked to a couple guys today that had some issues today too. So, well, listen, that'll wrap up this edition of Trackside from the I-500. I'm Chad Colby, and I also want to give a big thanks out to Brandt's Backcountry Adventure, Chris and Sandy Brandt. Thanks for all your help.